Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an updated video for mid-year for my journals, planners, grimoires, book of shadows, all that good stuff. So with that, I've got quite a few that I was going to be using this year and a couple changes that happened. So with that, let's just go ahead and dive right in. So the first one I want to start with is the Magickal planner. I love this planner. It is absolutely gorgeous. I did completely fill out the whole front section with the yearly planning and goals, actionable steps, all that good stuff. And then I also, for the first month, filled out the monthly and weekly goals. And then as the lighter half of the years tend to do for me, I got really busy and I didn't really fill out the goals and planning, the prompts for the months for the rest of the beginning half of the year. So it's kind of a goal for mine going into this second half of the year is to really utilize those prompts and stuff. I do use the weekly. I can open it to a future one that I haven't used yet. I am using the weekly spreads here to fill out my to-dos and all that good stuff in the monthly calendars. One thing I am finding in this journal that I hadn't realized before, honestly, until I started using this is not my preferred format. The journals I've actually used before, kind of like Hobonichi and such, have each day in a column across the page, and I'm such a list taker and also sometimes do things by the time of day, so I really prefer that format. So that would be probably the main reason why next year I probably won't use this planner, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And if you don't mind this layout, I highly suggest this planner for people. It is a beautiful planner. One other thing I found is that in the front there isn't like a year ahead spread or a place to put birthdays, death days, anniversaries and such like that, which I like to put, but there were a couple pages in the back that could be used. Let me see, was it just a couple blank pages for notes? They had 4 pages in the back for notes, so I was able to use it for that. So that's definitely doable. There is a spot to do that if you look for that in a planner. So for me, absolutely gorgeous planner. I did love using it at the beginning of the year to plan out my yearly goals. And it's not really the planner's fault that I haven't been doing the monthly, weekly goals. I tend to do that the first half of the year. So hopefully the second half of the year I will dive into it. I find it a lot easier to get into my journals and note-taking and stuff when I am in the darker half of the year. So beautiful planner. Next on my list was, this year I had started a huge project of taking all of my previous book of shadows and dream journals and everything and combining it into one book in chronological order, and then I was going to be putting a contents in the back by date and a category, and then what the label of it is. So if it was a dream, or if it was a meditation, or if it was just a journal note or spell work, something like that. I did start on this, but it's very slow going. I mean, I think I'm on I got 11 pages done. So like I said, beginning half of the year, that's not too much of a surprise for me. Also, I'm really taking my time to go slow and make sure my writing is really nice. So I would like this to be in a formal, first part of my practice book of shadows when it's completed. So I anticipate this being more of a project again this second half of the year. So I still intend on working on this. I'm just clearly need to make more time for it. It's a slow process. The next book I had that I would journal, actually Grimoire, let's go with the Grimoire, that I'm working on was a Grimoire, and I had planned on doing quite a bit every month and maybe doing some flip throughs of it. I hit one tough page that I absolutely hated the way it turned out, and it stopped me in my tracks for a while. And so that's just a learning experience for me. I kind of let it stop me from what I was doing, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a flip through of the few pages I got done so far. I have been kind of remotivated, but instead of trying to do a chronological everything I learned in process in a grimoire that's reference type material, I am just going to make this book clearly about inspiration and using my creativity, and whatever I'm working at the time might go in here, because I tend to get way analytical. And if I start analyzing how nice the artwork is in here and if it's perfect or not, clearly I stop using it, and that's not the purpose of it to begin with. So I used some like artwork cards that I got and some stickers and different things, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. So I think this is a Terry Foss artwork card that I received when I ordered one of her deck. That was out of a magazine. And then I created this page here for Grimoire. And then I have my witch's book, Protection and Blessing. I tend to add other stuff to my book, so as well, and protections and stuff. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that. And then some quotes that I had gathered over the beginning half of my practice on what magic is from different people. So I put those in there, followed by some further information of what magic and ritual is that I found in a book called Celtic Magic from DJ Conway. I really liked that information when I first started, so I wrote that in here. And then I tried to do another really fancy pretty page, and I tore it all out. Probably can't see that in the camera, but I tried writing something in there and had to erase it, and then I tried taping stuff over it, and it just, yeah. So I'm just gonna probably like glue those two pages together and start with a fresh, clean page. And hopefully at the end of this year, I will have more to show you guys that I can actually do some sort of a flip through for you of that. Okay, so I did decide this year to go with one dump journal because, again, going back to my Book of Shadows, finding after all these years that I want everything in chronological order, whether it's dreams or meditations or journeys or journals or spell work, how the spells went. I want things in chronological order. So I decided to go with one big dump journal. That was going fantastic. I really like that. And then I started learning Ornithomancy, so bird divination, and it turned into one of the main notebooks. That's what I was mainly using it for. So I started using a different journal as a dump journal and using this one for mainly Ornithomancy. Along the lines with the Ornithomancy, that is what I've wound up using my some lines a day for. So I did intend to use it primarily for, I'll show you how it looks. So you got each year on the same day. So this is the first year I'm using it. And I did intend to use it for signs and stuff like that, you know, weather, animal symbolism, things like that. And I've primarily ended up using it as my observation journal for birds every day. So what kind of birds I'm seeing, what direction are they flying, what colors am I seeing, any signs or symptoms as I'm learning bird divination and diving into that pretty heavily this year, this has been a great resource for recording my observations of birds. Okay, so with that, then I have this journal. So this was going to be my magical recipes. I didn't do that. Yeah, I instead started getting really interested in fountain pens. I've always had a little bit of an interest for it, but this year I've started to really get some more pens and start practice writing with them. And so the front half of the journal, and it's pretty sloppy, so I don't think I'm going to show it, but I'm really turning the front half of the journal into practicing my penmanship and coming up with my scripts. So I'm using a little bit of the Ogham and Fusark runes. I want to start incorporating being able to write those as well as just in English, and with fountain pens. So the first half of this I'm using for that. The second half of the book has turned into my new dump journal because the other one is being primarily used for my Ornithomancy notes and process. So I'm actually really happy with that, and I don't have anything to show you guys with regards to my magical recipes, because I think what I'm deciding to do is I'm gonna try starting an electronic form for like all my magical recipes, as well as like a traditional grimoire. So this grimoire, like I've said, I wanted to keep a very artsy, creative outlet, but I still want something that has all my information in it. And this just takes way too much time that I don't have to compile all the tidbits of information I have and everything into a grimoire. So I'm much faster on a computer. So I think I'm gonna create, maybe starting towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, compiling a grimoire that is in a binder, that it really combining everything into sheets that I can print out and just use this for creative stuff, as well as what I intended this one for, magical recipes. I'm going to do that as well, just do it all on the computer and put it into binders. Okay, so the other thing that I have added is a Clever Fox planner, and I'm going to start using this next month. I came across this planner when I was looking around for other options, possibly for this one next year, just because I need just a little bit more different format for my weeklies, my days of the week, than this planner. And I came across this planner, and next month, August, is going to be 1 year that I've been doing YouTube, and I decided I wanted a planner that I can start looking at things such as all the analytics and what kind of videos I'm posting, maybe post them on more of a consistent schedule. So if somebody's looking more towards unboxings, they know what day I'm doing unboxings on. If somebody's looking more for planners and journals, you know, maybe do those during a certain time, something like that. I want to get a little bit more structured, kind of find ways that my channel actually benefits people who like to watch it. And so that's what I'm going to do with this. It is a beautiful planner, and I actually just did an unboxing on it. So that is in my playlist, I think my journals and planner playlist, if you're interested in watching the unboxing. I also am going to do, probably within the next weeks or so here, either a plan with me or a like a layout. Like I might do it ahead of time just so that it's not like hours long, and then kind of do a flip through and show you how I structure it, because this planner is going to be specifically for my YouTube channel planning and watching my analytics and stuff like that. So I've got to do a little bit of changing on the titles and some of the sections in here and things like that. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I think that's going to be fun, and looking forward to kind of growing my channel that way this next year, being that August is the beginning of my year for my channel. So with that, that is all the planners that I am using this year, and the changes I've made, and that's all I got for you guys today. So if that was helpful, please let me know. If you've stuck with me this long in this video, thank you for watching for sure. If you have any questions or comments, if you've used any of these journals or planners or anything like that, I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.